AI slop, vibe coding is not the future. In this video, as a $23 million plus online seller that's made over $23 million in his spare time, and the last few years, $12 million selling software as a service, I can tell you right now that vibe coding is not the future. AI slop, spaghetti code. You've seen the cope online, you've seen the devs and anybody that's connected to the human side of the software as a service industry pushing back against this spaghetti code AI slop that is vibe coding. So what's vibe coding? Vibe coding is basically, I can't remember, some guy, maybe a Google guy, I don't know, someone came up with this term, vibe coding, because in 2025, maybe it happened a little bit sooner, I don't know, but at least I heard about it in 2025, and I'm in the industry. Admittedly, I wasn't scouring the internet looking for new stuff all the time, but sometime very recently, I heard about it in 2025. What it looked like was the days of the human developer or programmer, coder, were coming to an end, as you could literally talk to the AI and the AI would do the coding for you. And then people used it and they called it vibe coding. Like, there's some guy to coin the term, I can't remember who it was. I don't like the term. I think the word vibe coding sucks. It gives me the ick, as the ladies say. It makes me feel crunky. I do not like it at all. But for want of another term, it's basically AI creating code for you. Now, when I first started using AI to write code, I was blown away. I was mind blown by it. Like, out of the box, when I first heard it many, many months ago now, like way earlier this year, I was like, this is amazing. It was like watching magic happen. It was like when I first watched, for my British viewers, Sky Plus pause live TV. I remember where I was, it would have been about 2003 or 2004. Just got a hard drive in the set-top box. But at the time it was like, oh my God, like I was amazed by it, and it was the same, but I suppose a little bit more groundbreaking this year when I saw vibe coding for the first time. And then you use it a little bit. And you've got all the, you read online, you see all the developers saying, it's never going to take my job. Vibe coding, like the AI can't take my job. As you see everybody talking about AI, AI is going to take everybody's job over an X time frame. Whatever that is going to get better than everybody on the earth at everything. Whether we allow it to as society pushes back and there's governmental regulations and stuff, we'll have to see how that unfolds. But it will be able to do everything you can do better than you can do it. And before you start chanting around it won't be able to do any plumbing, yes it will. Have you seen Optimus? Tesla Optimus, have you seen the other bots, the Chinese robots that are going to be a fraction of the price of Optimus, and everything's catching up with what Boston Dynamics seemed to have the stranglehold on, but didn't seem to be interested in commercially monetizing it for many, many years. They've all caught up so quick, and now robots, bipedal, humanoid robots are around the corner. You think they're not going to load AI into them bad boys and take plumbers' jobs? Of course they are. Of course they are. So your job is going to go eventually. You know, whether that's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 plus years, I don't know. That will depend on a lot of things, all of which are beyond my control. But it is going to be capable of your job real soon if it's not already, right? Whatever you do, CEO, entrepreneur, man in van, I do not give a poop. It's going to take your job, right? Or it's going to be able to take your job at least. And your business, including whatever it is you do. So anyway, vibe coding, AI slop, spaghetti code. You see all these things being thrown around by developers and people with a commercial interest in making sure AI doesn't take their jobs, right? You see it everywhere. Spaghetti code this, spaghetti code that. I can tell you right now, I am a no-code founder. So I've been selling software as a service for over 8 years, and I've never written a line of code in my life. Now, that doesn't mean I've used these no-code tools like Bubble.io, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about I've hired human devs, and I've felt the slow, expensive, annoying nightmare that it is to build software. But not just build software and maintain a customer base and across multiple projects, multiple dev teams. That's been my reality for many years. Now, AI is in the process of disrupting that, whether you like it or not. I have a dev friend that I bet it's coming on for a year now. He literally runs a company online that is, it's not traditional SaaS, as in he doesn't sell a subscription-based software, but it is software that drives his website, right? So the service he offers, it is software-based. It's not, I mean, I guess it is a subscription. It's just not what you'd expect when you think about software as a service, but it's coding that's built it, right? And he hasn't written a line of code in the best part of a year. He's been using the AI tools to create AI slot, but this guy is a senior dev. He knows what he's doing, right? And he wouldn't be using AI to write his code if it was writing spaghetti code and garbage. The truth is, right? The truth is, vibe coding's not the future. It's not. It's the now. And this is going to be relatively controversial. If this video got enough reach to get seen by all those human devs, you would see them going wild like little piggies squealing in the comments down below. I would love you to like this video and comment on this video and watch the entire video, because that will help more people see it on YouTube. It will probably only get 100 or 200 views, because I just sit on my balcony, I make videos. I'm not really a YouTuber. And I'm not really interested in writing titles that get clicks, and I'm not interested in doing thumbnails, and I don't do no editing, and I don't do any planning or think about what I'm going to talk about. I just riff. And if I had to do anything more than this, I wouldn't do it, and that's the truth of it. So I'm chilling on my balcony in Dubai, talking to you guys, and it would make me over the moon to get more than 70 views on this video, if only so I can see all those human devs bleating in the comments, spaghetti code, vibe coding, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to see it. It's like watching lefty degenerates. I'm not saying coders are lefty degenerates, but you know, like lefty degenerates, just like, you say just one thing, like, I don't know, you say illegal immigration is wrong. Illegal immigration is wrong, right? Hence the fact that it's illegal, and oh, the lefties bleat. This video has potential to get some bleating. If it was on a platform like TikTok, oh, they'd be bleating on it, I know they would. But never mind, it's just you and me. So what do I mean by it's not the future, it's the now? The truth is, when I first started vibe coding, it blew me away. I knew I was staring at the future right in front of me. But the truth is, what would happen is you would give the AI a natural language prompt, and it would maybe get it right first time 60% of the time. And then maybe give it another prompt to say, no, you did that wrong, do it like this instead. And then maybe out of the 100%, it'd get another 20%. So you're probably 80% of the time you're getting it right on the second attempt. And then probably on the third attempt, if it didn't get it right then, third attempt, you're probably 95-ish% of the time it'd get it right. So 3 attempts. So usually first time, more than half of the time, it just get it right first time. Sometimes you're gonna have to do a second prompt. Sometimes you're gonna have to do a third prompt, but usually by 3 prompts in, and people will forget this. People will already be forgetting this, how it was. I feel like I've rode the wave from the beginning, even though I'm sure there's someone that was like, I was vibe coding in 2021 on my Betamax VHS player. There'll be some weirdo saying that, but like, I feel like I was there at the beginning, or near enough the beginning, so I kind of see the evolution of vibe coding, and I saw it from a non-tech SaaS founder that's got multiple SaaS companies that runs him in his spare time. It takes me about 3 hours a month. So about 3 times you'd tell it and it would get it right. So imagine that. Like, most of the time, within 1 to 3 prompts, you could get the AI to code it just how you would want it to. Now, somebody would look at that and go, no, that's AI slop, it's spaghetti code. I don't know any code. Refer back to that statement. I don't know any code, and I've run multiple software businesses for many years, not understanding a line of code. What I had to do is I had to rely on my developer, so there would be a development team, and then a different development team, and different development team. For some reason, we had different development teams with different programming languages, with different businesses, all owned by us. It's like, it was stupid. Schoolboy error. We should have stuck to one coding language. I don't know why we did it the way we did, but like, we started off maybe C# or something like that, and then we ended up with one team that was doing PHP, and then another team that was doing Python. We've done them all, and essentially they all do the same thing, right? Because what the customer sees and experiences is actually what the customer's paying for. They're not paying for, oh, your code took 5 extra lines to do that simple thing. This code didn't. I don't know. I'm a non-tech founder, so I don't know if that's good code or bad code. All I know is, does it do what the customer wants it to do? When they click that button, does it do what they expect it to do? Does it have any bugs? Is it looking good on their screen? Is it fast enough? Does it do what it's intended to do? And the reality is, and I figured this out the hard way, or maybe the long way, it doesn't matter if you code in PHP, Ruby, Python, whatever. None of it matters to me as a businessman, as an entrepreneur that is selling software as a service, right? They don't give a damn. Nobody cares what your software is built in. Only tech geeks care about that stuff. Maybe I might care about it as a founder, just from an interest point of view. But I quickly realized that all of the languages do the exact same thing. They do. There might be some mild variations in it, but essentially, I've not come across a language that you can't do everything you need to do from an entrepreneur's point of view, right? I'm sure if you're trying to build the most advanced tools in the world, there's going to be some frameworks and stuff that's better suited. But essentially, you, as a non-code founder, I employ a dev team, whatever language they code in, and I expect it to do what I ask them to do once they've messed around with it a bit, right? Once they've done the coding. But I don't know if they've wrote spaghetti code or if it's garbage code. All I care about is it safe and fast and secure? Does it look right? Does it do what it's meant to do? Yeah, well, I don't care then. And that's the reality of vibe coding that a lot of people are missing. Now, go back 6 months or so, where it was 3 prompts to get it right. Well, that, when it's not in 3 prompts, I'll tell you what used to happen. It would become a problem that would take you hours or days to fix, right? So most things done in seconds, minutes, right? Just 1 prompt done, 2 prompts, maybe 3 prompts. And then if you go to 4 prompts, okay, it's gonna be one of those problem solving things. Now, it just so happened, it was fun. It was kind of fun. It was actually fun. It was the problem solving plus the creativity. There's something really cool about it. Now, I've noticed over time of using newer agents, newer models, that it's not 1, 2, or 3. I would say 99% of the time now, it's first prompt. And anybody that's been vibe coding will see over the last 6 months or so, that's what's happened. At first, it was, and then there was moments whereby I was thinking like, we're not going to be able to achieve this outcome with vibe coding without having a technical like coder take a look. And the reality is, all of my clients that are building AI-based SaaS businesses, which is what I do a mentorship program on, all of them have had access to my devs, so they could have a technical dev that understands how to code, look at their project, fix stuff, and then none of them have needed it. There's been a couple of questions which have been asked from my devs and been really useful answers, but there's been no lines of code touched. And a whole bunch of my clients have now got fully working SaaS from start to finish. So these people that are saying you can't get anything more than an MVP, nonsense. Or these people that are saying you can't build a full tool vibe coding, nonsense, right? It's just nonsense. It's not true. You absolutely can. There's still going to be certain use cases that you're unable to vibe code just due to just the technical complexity of them. But as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I'm not interested in taking on the most technically complex tasks on the planet. I would say a really technical task would be to create a tool like Canva, a browser-based kind of visual graphical editor, or Wix, which is like a web-based web design tool. I'm not saying you couldn't do those with vibe coding, but they're something that they're heavy duty, like really highly technical web apps, right? But for the vast majority of things, I'm saying 99% of things, you absolutely can vibe code them. And all of the problems that you might have faced 6, 7, 8 months ago vibe coding, now are gone, they're done. Vibe coding's not the future, vibe coding's the present. People are just having to catch up. And that's the truth. 12 to 24 months from now, I predict massive job layoffs in the software as a service and software development game. There is possibly don't want to say forever, but over the long term, there is probably going to be demand for great coders, great human coders. But human coders are slow, they are expensive, and yet they are slow, right? We're talking like a 20-year time frame. There won't be 99% of the coders that are here now will be out of a job. They just will. You have to embrace AI or be displaced by AI. Simple as that. The human devs right now, the only chance you've got is riding the wave of AI. It's like, imagine, you know when they bring out these Neuralinks and like these brain chips that are going to give you like superhuman powers. I don't want a brain chip. I like Elon Musk. I think he's a legend. That's something that winds lefties up these days as well. Even though he was a lefty back in the day, till he saw all the degeneracy coming out of the lefties. But I don't want a brain chip. I don't really want a brain chip. But I can tell you right now, if my mates can talk telepathically instantly to each other, and I don't know, it regulates their blooming hormones and they start getting massive muscles without like taking steroids and stuff, like what you think, and all kinds of superhuman powers by having a brain chip, it's not going to be too long, like 10 years before I go, you know what, I'm getting old, go gadget baby, time to get a brain chip. It's not going to be that long until I decide I'm getting chipped up, baby. And that's the truth of it. And it's like, it's the same with this stuff. You can resist it, you can bury your head in the sand, you can pretend it's not going to come take your job, but it's going to come take your job. It's going to come take your job. It's just when, not if. The great coders will last the longest. There will probably be 1% of the coders now, 20 years from now. But I'd be shocked if it's that many, honestly. The world is changing, it's going to change fast. Vibe coding is changing everything. It's going to disrupt SaaS businesses. Now, the beauty of it is, for most SaaS businesses, the reality, this is the truth, it's the easiest thing on earth now to build an app, which used to be the technically difficult thing that would stop people building a SaaS business. It's really easy to build an app now. Anybody can do it. Literally, unless you're an absolute blancmange, you can build an app, right? But building a business, that's still hard. That still requires knowledge, skill set, tenacity, drive, understanding how the cogs fit together, understanding strategies, understanding in the trenches stuff that works, conversion, sales, marketing. These things are actually what you need to be focusing on if you want to build an income in the SaaS space now, because actually building code with AI, building SaaS apps with AI SaaS as I like to call it, is really easy now. Really easy. In fact, you know what I've been thinking about doing? Because I closed my mentorship program down today. I've still got my current clients. I'm going to continue to work with them until throughout next year and the end of this year, like all good, but I'm not accepting any new clients. My call slots have closed, so if you try and book a call now, there is still links down there because I'm not going to take them down, but there's just a wait list because I'm not opening it again until next year. So you're too late. But what I was actually thinking about doing, I was wondering if there would be demand for a low ticket, so very cheap compared to my mentorship, kind of like a course that will just teach the idea, the planning, and the building. So you would get to the point whereby you'd got an app to sell. With my thinking that, look, at that point, which is actually easy, so I could sell it as a course, I could teach it as a course. You don't really need, I mean, it's helpful for the idea generation and stuff to have me and the features and stuff, but you could get maybe 80-90% of the way there on your own if you followed a simple course that I would put together. So I'm thinking maybe during December, that could be one of my little side projects that I do to launch maybe early next year, so that if you're looking to get into SaaS, it removes all of the questions, the idea, the planning and the building. You could buy my little cheap course. It's not gonna be super cheap, it's going to be a few $100s, but it'd be a few $100, not thousands of dollars like my mentorship is. So it's like, and then maybe like people can have a tinker, they can actually build some SaaS, and then I'm thinking maybe that presents a new problem in that, all right, Matt, I believe you, I've built the SaaS, how do I market it? And that's when you book a call with me and you consider my mentorship. So I think a lot of people don't really know that they can build their own software as a service because they're hearing these things like spaghetti code, vibe coding, it's not the future, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. I won't call it vibe coding. I usually don't call it vibe coding in my videos. I don't like the word. But vibe coding, for want of a better term, and I'm not going to use that term very often, but for want of a better term, I'm sorry, vibe coding is not the future. It's the present. Thanks for watching. See you next time.